She smiled when she said it. I've outgrown you. The room smelled like burnt coffee and polished wood. Her hand rested on her coat like she was already halfway out of my life. I nodded, quiet, controlled. I let her go because begging teaches people how little you think of yourself. What I didn't tell her was this. I remember everything. Years later, the reunion hall pulsed with laughter and clinking glasses, a museum of people pretending they hadn't ruined each other. I stood near the bar, anonymous in a tailored suit that fit the life I'd rebuilt. Then a stranger brushed past me and slipped a folded envelope into my palm. No return address, he whispered. You deserve to know. Inside were dates, bank wires, and screenshots. Her handwriting on a notarized memo. The truth she buried had fingerprints. We were good once. Not perfect real. She laughed with her whole body. I listened when she talked about fear like it was a place you could walk out of if someone held the door. We built rituals, Sunday noodles, midnight walks, shared calendars. I invested in her dreams the way I invest in companies, patiently, compounding trust. Then she started saying words like potential and alignment, corporate language for exit strategy. She said love shouldn't feel like effort. She said I didn't deserve her because I was comfortable. Comfort, to her, was a synonym for replaceable. I didn't argue. I archived the pain. The first crack showed up as math that didn't add up. A missed call at 2 a.m., a deposit reversed. At least she forgot to mention. I told myself not to be paranoid. I believed her because belief is cheaper than suspicion until it isn't. The envelope changed the cost. She hadn't just left me. She'd leveraged me, quietly rerouted shared investments, pledged assets I'd seeded into a shell LLC tied to a man I recognized from board photos. She called it love evolving. It was theft wearing perfume. Pain turned into planning, clean, methodical. I didn't confront her. I audited her. I pulled filings. I hired a forensic accountant who spoke in whispers and bullet points. I watched her calendar through public invites and private habits. I set up mirrors legal wines, trusts with teeth, voting rights that slept until triggered. I learned how to make time work for me. How silence becomes leverage. I let her think she'd won. People make mistakes when they're celebrating. The execution began on a Tuesday because Tuesdays don't draw attention. First move. I reclaimed what was mine through clauses she'd never read. Second, I consolidated voting rights into a retirement trust that looked like philanthropy. Third, I waited. She was there when it happened, just not in the room. You're outdated. We're done here, the CEO hissed across the table, leaning into the microphone like he owned gravity. I replied quietly, understood. That was the moment the trust activated its voting rights. By Monday morning, the board convened an emergency meeting. Voices shook. Coffee went cold. Someone asked the question that lands like a dropped glass. Who just fired the person who owns 76% of the shares? Not me, technically. The math did. The reunion fallout arrived faster than the applause. She found me by the window, glass trembling in her hand. The lights caught the fear she never learned to hide. You did this, she said, like it was an accusation instead of a diagnosis. I let you go, I said. You ran. I handed her the envelope back. She didn't open it. She knew. The lie collapses when the liar recognizes the weight. Around us, whispers change direction. Power does that, it rearranges sound. Later, alone, I replayed the beginning. The smile. The word outgrown. I realized she was right about one thing. I've been comfortable with honesty, with us, with believing love was enough. It isn't. Proof is, I didn't ruin her. I removed her leverage. I didn't seek revenge. I sought alignment with the truth. Justice doesn't shout. It signs documents and waits. Here's my confession since you're listening. I don't miss her. I miss the version of myself who trusted without receipts. That man taught me how to build. This one knows how to finish. She said I didn't deserve her. She was right. I deserved better.